Hello, hello, everyone. We'll give another minute while people are arriving. I'm not going to DJ today. I have no music inspiration. I'll just drone on about nonsense. Today, we can talk about the US Open tournament going on right now. Did anyone watch Serena Williams play last night? That was a pretty cool win over the two seed in the tournament. Gritted out a tiebreak win in the first set, dropped the second set, and held on to win in the third set. Pretty impressive win. Grizz. I don't know if Grizz 901 is in here joining. No, not yet. But great question in the suggestions channel if anyone's seen that yet.
We actually are like really close to kind of something that he's asking for.
Responded. Encourage Grizz to jump into office hours here. Yeah, agree. Aggressive. Hey, Bulldozer. What's up? Bulldozer, you left out one of your L's in your .find address. All right. Get going in just a minute. I think George is on right now, actually. Hey, Valdis, what's going on? Oh, you can't hear me. Up into the voice channel. Hey, Andy, what's going on? Welcome in. All right, cool. So we can kick things off. As usual, we like to start things off by giving a float away to everyone who's taken the time to join the office hours today. So, Grasslow, when you have a chance, please drop the float into the office hours channel. And so, for everyone who's listening, if you just head on over to office hours, you click on that link, you should be able to claim the float using your Lockdo wallet or Lilico wallet or Dapper wallet, I believe, at this point, which is pretty cool. And we appreciate you all taking the time. So we offer a little float to say thank you. You can claim it to Dapper Wallet, Trevor. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go right into updates here. We're gonna try keep within the 30 minutes. I know everyone's busy, especially leading into the long weekend for everyone who's US based. So our first update is you might have seen our announcement on Twitter. You might have seen him being that much more active in the Flowty Discord and on Twitter. But we are proud and excited to welcome Trevor, whose Discord name is James Dylan Bond. He's got 100 first names in his name, to the Flowty team. So Trevor is heading up our partnerships, communications, and social side of the business. And that means reaching out to different Top Shot communities, a lot of the teams, working through the team captains, Nine Lives Lounge, the VIP group, and a lot of the other collections around the Flow ecosystem. So if anyone tuned in, we actually had an AMA and a kind of a walkthrough of the Floaty platform with the Mohawks team, which is the Atlanta Hawks Top Shot community. And we are working hard to add more collections to Floaty right now, and Trevor's heading up that effort. So we've been speaking to a few different platforms and seeing who else we can add support to. So welcome to Trevor. We're excited to have Trevor aboard, and it's been about a week so far, and his impact is already being felt. So we're really excited. The second update, I think this was after our last office hours. I must be honest, I'm not 100% sure, but we now have Flowvitar support on Floaty, and so we've seen some nice activity on Flowvitar. We saw a really nice embrace of the Floaty platform by the Flowvitar community. We had the poker tournament last week where Flowvitar users were able to rebuy in for free. And we are working closely with the Flowvitar team to kind of better understand how our features can work well for the Flowvitar community. So we're pumped about that. And actually, on that note, I did want to highlight one of our users. I'm going to bring up, I'll share my screen and I'll bring up a tweet. One of our users used Flowty to generate enough liquidity to make a pretty serious NFL all-day purchase. And so we are excited about that. And I'm going to just share my Twitter right now. So you can see here one of our users, Josh here, took out a couple of floaty loans in order to make this purchase on NFL all day. So it's interesting to see the use cases of floaty that people enjoy and like to use. And so we see the message here from Inspired by Mamba or Josh, who used the floaty platform to generate the liquidity without having to sell anything, without having to do anything. And so we're excited to see that in action. I'm going to drop this tweet into the office hours channel so we can show Josh some love on it. But we are definitely excited to see that activity. Yeah, Trevor did sneak in there. So that we thought was a pretty cool use case. And a couple other little updates. I'm actually going to share my screen again now, but the usual floaty platform. Bringing it up now. Okay, cool. So you should be able to see the floaty platform now, and this is just the loan marketplace. And you might see that we have this my listing included on the marketplace cards. That is really convenient way for you to see which of the marketplace listings are yours, and ultimately will allow users to hide those, to show those, but it gives you a much better feel of kind of where your listings are, how they look in the marketplace relative to other types of listings, and it's a lot easier to kind of find what's yours. So we like that. Uh, and we also have an equivalent banner to this for private listings. So we currently offer private listings on rentals. So hopefully some of you are familiar with this, but if you click here, you get a private listing. You can put in a wallet address here, and this will allow you to put up a listing that only that specific address can actually fulfill, either from a rental or loan perspective. And so if you were to do that, it would say private listing up top here. And so we're excited about that enhancement. We think that's a nice little touch, and kind of looks nice in the marketplace. Also, we've covered this before, but I also I want to reiterate that one of the changes we made over the last couple of weeks is the speed of the platform. When you click new loan, your collateral is instantly available now. It used to take a few seconds, and that's a big credit to what we've been working on our back end, and that is ingesting flow. And we now, with the ability to ingest flow, and the fact that we are ingesting flow, which means we as a platform are aware of all the transactions in the flow ecosystem, this really unlocks a lot of new things we can do and a lot of efficiencies we can gain, and experience improvements we can offer our users for a far cleaner experience. So this is pretty much instant, and anyone who used it before can remember the 3 to 5 second delay you used to have. So that's a pretty cool enhancement. And yeah, there you go, Kirby. I found out the other day that my wife did not know about Kirby as a game and apparently TV show character. It was disappointing. It almost led to divorce, but we held on and we are still together today. That is a nice marital outcome. Agreed. Smash. Okay, we can have a whole Super Smash Brothers N64 office hours at some point. I will confidently go up against essentially anyone in the world, and anyone who doesn't understand Pikachu as the overpowered character. I feel pretty good about my chances against you. Okay, so we've got 2 victims right here. We have a Kirby, a Yoshi person. Get out of town with Yoshi. Come on. The absence of a secondary jump is very problematic for Yoshi. Okay, continuing on here before I go on a side rant. Okay, now we've talked about some smaller upgrades. This is a huge upgrade. So once you're logged in, and if you click up where your wallet is, you'll be greeted with 4 menu options. With profile, activity, account settings, and disconnect. Profile is a new feature that we've rolled out, and this basically allows you to see all of your NFTs in your Blockto wallet. And for those that we support on Flowty right now, there'll be a gray checkbox available in the top right. And what that will allow you to do is you can select any one of your NFTs, and I emphasize any one of your NFTs, and click new loan or new rental, which will immediately bring you to a listing modal for that specific NFT. So this is if you prefer to browse your collateral, browse your inventory, and choose what you would want to put up as a loan or a rental this way and kind of see what's available to you. You need $100. You don't know exactly what you want to borrow against. This is a really nice presentation, and you can check this box. And this is a nice UI that we're going to be working on that will unlock a lot of upcoming features that we're actively working on right now. So you can kind of check the box, click new loan. Great. Don't want to do a loan. I want to do a rental. Click new rental. Fantastic. So we ultimately view this as something that's going to be a really nice way for people to check out what's in their wallet, how to cleanly access our features, starting with the NFT rather than starting with the marketplace. And yeah, and if anyone has any suggestions here, any questions here, we want this to work well for our users. So please do fire away. But we're excited about this upgrade and kind of what this allows us to do going forward. What else do we have here? Okay, so this next thing this is alpha. I'm sharing alpha, so pay attention here. Great, someone just jumped in. I don't know who, but we're about to share some alpha. The alpha is we are going to be announcing and publicizing a promotion on Floaty starting on Tuesday. That effectively the way it works, it's very simple, is if you do the 4 possible actions on Floaty, and the 4 possible actions are borrowing funds, lending funds, renting an NFT, and renting out an NFT to someone else. You do those 4 actions, and then you fill out a Google form. You will get airdropped 25 Flow tokens, and we only have we are only going to have 200 winners of this promotion. And so once we announce it, you're going to want to move pretty quickly to make sure you do that. And it's only going to count for transactions that happen after our announcement. So if you want to use the platform now, obviously go ahead. We encourage that. But for promotional purposes, you're going to want to do all 4 of these actions and then submit the Google form. As soon as you see the announcement, it's a free $50 from there. So for everyone in here, that's a little free alpha. Starting on Tuesday, pay attention to our Discord and maybe put on notifications for our Twitter. I know most of you probably already have notifications on for our Twitter, but pay attention. You want to be one of the first 200 people. It's a free $50. And yeah, so there's a little alpha for you. And cool. So I have 11 slacks, which may mean that we are ready to present other things. Okay, so there's too many technical things being DM'd to me right now. I don't think we're going to share them yet with the group. So,
Not yet.
What do you say, Austin?
Not yet. It's in
Okay,
flight.
cool.
Not yet.
All right, so we'll keep moving on. Okay, yeah. So Sards asks, and so here I can just show you guys exactly what the qualifications will be for this, and you can. All right, fine. Hold on 1 second. Instead of sharing this, I'm just going to tell you, yeah, exactly what Trevor says. So Sards, you would have to complete a loan as the lender, then in a separate loan, complete the loan as a borrower. And you would have to rent an NFT and rent out an NFT. And so there's no limitations on the size of these transactions. What we're really hoping to achieve is that everyone who participates gets a feel for using Flowty, what features are available to us and to our users. And realistically, what we're trying to communicate is that it's really much easier than you probably think it is. We speak to a lot of people who are aware of Floaty and understand the value of it, but it seems too imposing for them. So that's really the purpose of the promotion: get people to do each of the 4 tasks and say, yep, this wasn't so bad to do. It wasn't really so hard to actually use the platform. It's set up in a nice, intuitive way. And anyone who's going through it and does have questions, we actually have already set up a dedicated channel that we want people who have questions about the promotions ask questions right in there. And so on Tuesday, keep your eye out. It's going to be a free $50 just for using the platform. Okay, cool. So what we're hoping to do over the next 2 weeks is we have a few UI and UX enhancements that are about to be released. We thought about trying to push them out in advance of the office hours, but we tend to take the perspective that we'd rather make sure they're correct rather than rush them out. So we are working on a few enhancements that we're going to push out now that we think you guys will like. And we're going to be adding on support for new collections this week and next week. And so, as always, please put into suggestions or just a general chat the collections you want to see supported. The only prereq at this point is, at least in terms of who we can work with, are that they have to be storable in Blockto and Lilico. For some collections, we do have to do a little bit of work with them in order to add support for them, but that is an absolute prereq that they have to be storable in Blockto or Lilico. So yes, we love All Day, we love UFC, but unfortunately, we can't support them quite yet. Fortunately, there's a lot of cool other platforms and projects we can support. We had a really cool call yesterday with one group we're hoping to add support to sooner rather than later. And then we will just keep adding from there. Cool. So that's kind of our focus for the next couple of weeks. Before we go too far, Graslow, do you mind just firing over kind of the list of attendees using your sorcery that you normally do? Remember, I gave the alpha. Thank you. Cool. All right, so I am going to do our little giveaway now. So whoever wins this can get a Flowty hat or a mug if you really want. And so 1 sec, I'm just going to share my screen and then we can get right to it. And while we are doing this, while I have a captive audience on the verge of a giveaway, does anyone have questions? Has anyone been doing anything on the platform recently that they felt like could have been done more efficiently? Any requests? Anything like that? I think we saw a really exciting use case where one of our users who comes in pretty often and is a great community member raised some liquidity to make a big purchase in NFL All Day. We think that's a pretty common use case, but if anyone has any other things they're trying to accomplish with their flow-based NFTs, any questions, anything you think we can build out that's useful to the community, always let us know. If you have any questions with the actual operations, about the profile page we went through, please do fire away. And okay, cool. You guys should be seeing the duck race. I'm actually going to go to full screen mode because we can more fun to see bigger ducks.
Mike, we got stuff for you to show too.
You do.
We do.
Very cool. Do you want to share it on your end? Sometimes these things don't push out immediately on my end. We've had some. I can check.
You just have to hard refresh your browser. It's true for everyone. Anyone who wants to see some updates, just go to Flowty, hard refresh your browser.
See it.
See what's new.
Stop sharing this. We'll do the giveaway in a second. You're all captive now. You have to wait for your giveaway. Okay, cool. So we're now looking at Flowty. You may notice something different, which is hovering mouse, bam, active Top Shot challenges. So our rental platform is obviously heavily linked with Top Shot challenges, one of the biggest use cases we have on rentals right now. So we wanted to bring rentals to you so you don't have to leave the platform to learn more about what you need for challenges. And so if you click this up here, which will only appear when there's active Top Shot challenges, you can read about the active challenges. So we have a Ryan Howard metallic gold, and it tells you the components you need. If you click this, you have to trust me because it does not automatically switch my tabs for me. You get brought to the Top Shot listing page. So for anyone who's following along, hard refresh. If you're on a PC, you can do Control Shift R, a little hard refresh, and then you should see active NBA Top Shot challenges. Give it a shot. Take a little
One more thing
glance
too.
through.
Click the new loan button.
Yeah, no, and so Austin's pumped for very good reason. The second cool feature we have. Okay, so before we get to that, this NFT moves. Did not know Flowtars can move. Really cool to see. Nice. Okay, now we have a cool new concept, which we hope people are excited about because we are very excited about it. If you click new loan, very fast collateral loading screen, and then you click next, you will meet.
Oh, it's not there.
You will meet no one. We will talk about that next office hours, or if we can get our shit together before the duck race is over. Okay, cool. So excited about
I've got
that.
it, Mike. You can give me your screen. I'll show it.
Okay. I am stopping sharing. Everyone, CTO Austin is taking over control. I'm muting.
Oh, I mean, you can narrate it if you want.
Bad it, sir.
All right, we're here. So this should show up automatically for users who haven't done this before. I have after testing it out, but one of the things that we're really trying to get down is how to educate users and how to think about the kinds of activity they can do on Floaty. So you'll actually notice this little question mark up here now. This will walk you through how to think about a loan as a first step to educating our users. So we are calling it little flow bots, but it actually just walks you through the steps of.
I don't know if you're.
making a loan.
I'm sorry to jump in. I don't know if you're.
Oh,
Can
is
other
it not
people
here?
see the screen? I can't on my end.
I can see it on the top left of Discord.
Okay, then. All right, I got something missing on. Keep going.
Yeah, so there's not too much to it. Hopefully, the whole point is for it to be very self-explanatory. But all you have to do is click on making a new loan, and you'll have a little prompt that will walk you through the process for the first time. If you close it out, it won't show up again. If you want to ask again, you can just click this question mark on the top right. But to walk them through each step, we have what token you want to use, how many tokens you want to receive, what the rate is that it should be, what its duration is, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have suggestions on how to make this even more understandable, or if this is useful to you or not, please let us know. But we think user education is an extremely important part, not just for our platform, but Web3 in general. And so we're hoping that we can continue to push this type of thinking to help educate familiar and non-familiar users with us and with Web3 at large. So this is the first of many, but that's definitely something we've been excited to push out just to help our users, and so Mike doesn't have to walk people through for an hour every couple weeks how to think about all of this. Anyway,
thank you. I do greatly appreciate that. So yeah, it's something that we view as part of our role as a platform. Austin mentioned it, but we'll always reiterate it, to educate our users and to make it so that this type of transaction doesn't seem scary, doesn't seem intimidating, and some of your questions are answered right there, right on the platform itself. And so hopefully you guys find this useful. And we're going to be applying this sort of guidance or shepherding onto other pages on the platform, but the loan listing page is we view as the most complex page, and so we wanted to make sure we started there, and we'll keep rolling it out. So hopefully people are excited about that, and give it a shot if you're following along on your computer. Flowty bot, and yeah, we'll keep pushing that out to more pages. So hopefully people are excited. So I think we can go on to the duck race giveaway. Thank you for that, Austin. Appreciate the overview. All right, let's see. Is this still current? We have Andy, Bulldozer, CS, we have a Garlic Donut, CP, K Dunn, Tweaker. We got a new one in. Have R3, DC4T. All right, so I think we have everyone. So this is for a floaty hat or a floaty mug, or if you happen to be someone who has both those, we can discuss alternatives. And we'll do a 40-second race, let everyone breathe for a second. And what options do we have here? Let's just go colors and costumes. Cool. And shuffle, shuffle. And here we go. Good luck, everyone. Let's go. With JCP pulling ahead early on, and we know how much JCP loves a duck race. Cards making a push up top. NF Tweaker's character is just cracking me up. Just a professor with a cigar in mouth. Hey, done. Hey, done. The naked ducky making a late push. Hey, done. Nice win. Nice win. Congratulations. Look at this top three. CP a near second. Hey, Don, while we're talking about this stuff, I think you've been putting out some really interesting tweets about kind of how people use Web3 or use or abuse might be more appropriate. And I think those have been some nice and thoughtful tweets. So good work on those. All right. JCP so sad in the general chat. That's tough to see. Okay, cool. So I think that's going to be it for today. We're right about half an hour. Does anyone have any questions? We'd love if you guys tried out the FloatyBot Shepherd. Give us any thoughts you have on that. If you think anything's unclear, if you have any recommendations on it, if you have any other pages you think would be useful to see, a little guidance on, we're happy to do that. Garlic Donut, that is fantastic attitude. Yes, I agree. Let's come back. Eve, with the late arrival, you missed a duck race. Dan over there. All right, so I'll give everyone a minute to fire off any questions. And Dave in here. Dave against. This is just a fun one. Dr. Dave. Dave, a late push. All right, enough duck racing. eTableau. So, it looks like Austin's going to answer. But when renting out, does the smart contract automatically return the NFT to the original owner? So there's a couple different answers to that. First of all, it does not automatically happen. So generally, when you're renting something out, Top Shot at least, you'll be moving it to your Top Shot account. It's on you as the renter to move it back to your Blockto wallet as a first step. At that point, you can go into your activity page and find your active rental, or go through the email notification we'll send you and click return NFT. So you do need to actively do that. Alternatively, you can opt in for an automatic return. What that does is it make if your NFT, the exact same NFT that you rented out, is in your wallet and the rental duration expires, then we will return it for you. But we always encourage people to do a manual return. Use the automatic return as more of a safety net than anything else. Thank you for joining, K Dunn. Glad you enjoyed it. Other questions we have in here. JCP spent a little time in the general chat, but good to have you back in the office hours chat. Yes, that's right, eTableau, exactly right. So that'll be automatic, but we always encourage people again to do the manual return if you can. We don't want people to rely on the automatic return because stuff happens. No problem. Any other questions? You've done so good at getting the floats. Actually, I'm gonna go get a float too. Haven't gotten one yet. Password. Grassel getting creative with the codes. I like it. Evan minted, not bad. All right, NF Tweaker, thank you for joining. We're about to wrap up, so you're good. And that's interesting, K Dunn. So, and we essentially integrate specific floaty listings for a challenge. So, yeah, exactly right, Austin. So, we're hoping to be able to do over time is to effectively filter our rental marketplace by moments that are eligible for a challenge. We need a little bit of cooperation from the Dapper side, sort of. There's a little bit of work to do before we can do that. We have no makes in the half court. One other thing. If anyone saw in suggestions, Grizz901, who's not in here, asked a good question about preferences of filters, basically. And one thing we're going to roll out very, very soon are user customized filters. And so you can, if eTableau is browsing around and has a preference for a certain LTV level or certain APR levels, you can filter for that and then save that combination of filters or sorts or whatever you want. You can save a view, and every time you navigate to Flowty, you can either click that view or save a new view or do anything else, but it'll be customized views, which is a really cool feature, and will hopefully remove some of the noise from the marketplace for people. Nice, JCP, nice claim. Okay, I think with that, I'm going to wrap it up. If anyone has any other questions, feel free to drop them into any of the appropriate channels, and Yeah. Reminder again, pay attention on Tuesday if you want a free $50. That we are out.